To another edition of the Dugout Live, and just looking at this picture, you can make out that we've gotten over the hangover of the T20I series versus South Africa. Yesterday we did all the post-mortem, the analysis, what did India gain, what did India lose, but now I think it's time to look forward because the next test is less than a week away. And interestingly, I think, has it happened for the first time in history where a test series has gone on for 10 months?
More than in almost a year's time that one series has extended. Unique circumstances and unique test series where so much has in fact even changed since the last time we've taken on England, for that matter.
Yes.
In the Indian team and with the English team.
I've already done a video on that.
Yeah, do check that out.
5 things that have changed. So much has changed. The world has changed. From a world where wearing masks were mandatory, we've reached a world where now there are no regulations. You can wear masks if you like. If you don't, you can carry on. At least that's how it is in the UK at the moment. So things have changed. The test series is less than a week away, and that's why we've changed. We've changed and we're getting ready for that deciding test match between India and England, a series that India is leading 2-1. The latest is that we saw the Indian team practice in Leicester yesterday. It was raining in London, so they moved over to Leicester to practice. Visuals coming out of that team, batting. I could see Rohit Sharma batting a bit in the net. So, and then team running around, warming up. Though there were also pictures of our stars in Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli posing with fans without masks.
I guess they'd be very relieved that mandate is gone.
Yes, that could be dangerous.
Could be. Yeah.
What if one of them tests positive for COVID? No biobubble, all right.
Biobubble, I think has been not happening now for a while in international cricket, most places.
Yeah.
So,
correct. So, what's the latest? Mr. Ashwin hasn't reached.
Well, when is he reaching? But I think now there are multiple news reports saying that he could be leaving in a day or two, which is either some miraculous recovery from COVID,
unless he had COVID.
Yeah, that's what even we were discussing. That it's quite possible he had COVID from before, because remember the test team left June 16th. Just 5 days from now. He was missing from a lot of those pictures and there was nowhere to be seen. So it's quite possible he had COVID beforehand. Now the news is leaked to the media. He's reportedly going to actually be, leaving in a day or two. Should be able to reach UK. So maybe could be there in time for the warm-up. That's
what I'm asking. Should fans be worried that he may miss out on the test match?
No, doesn't seem likely. Even this morning when I was doing the news update, they said that even if he misses the warm-up, he would be there in time for the test match. So he would be ready for that. Whether he plays or not, all different matter. But I think he was willing to fly out. So,
right. Of course, as we're saying that India would be playing a practice game, but Team India is going to be playing another series against Ireland. That's less than a week to go.
So much cricket. There's so much cricket to be going on, especially in T20I matches. There's an insane amount of matches still to go.
Correct.
And
Mr. Dravid has reached there.
Yes.
He has. That's the latest from England. We will be getting you a latest update from England very soon. A video coming your way on Sports Today. So subscribe if you haven't already. Vikrant is in England. He'll be sending a quick update about what the team has been up to. Ashwin hasn't reached, as we already informed you earlier today. But Rahul Dravid has. Remember, he's not going to Ireland with the T20 squad. He's going to England. But there are interesting details to be coming up. Like Anish is asking us a question. Is it true that seniors will not play T20Is against England?
And nice little segue. Nice little segue.
That is the subject of our dugout today. So stick on with us. Some very juicy details coming your way. And we'll discuss that in detail. We've also done a lot of number crunching as to which player has been playing how much T20 and is the Indian team doing too much experimentation. So take it away, Shane, start up. Well, what have we got? What's the big news?
The big news, and this is something that we've been discussing both in the office as well as with other team members as well, is that there is chatter that India might not actually be playing a full strength team in the T20I series against England. In fact, the squad that is going to play the Ireland T20Is will be the same squad that is used for the England T20Is.
So Hardik, you're saying will captain the T20Is?
Theoretically, yes.
Okay, so this is the big news in the world of Indian cricket at the moment. Multiple sources saying that India will field the same T20I team for series versus England. the same team that will play the T20Is versus Ireland will also play against England. Just to refresh your memory, India is playing 3 T20Is with England right after the deciding test match, and then 3 ODIs, right? And this news is only pertaining to T20Is, which is to say that all seniors and regular members will be available for the ODI series.
True.
However, I'll give you some more interesting information on that. And why is it that you're saying that the regulars of the test will not be playing? Because the gap between that India-England Birmingham test match and the India-England T20I series is only 2 days. So 5th is when the test match gets over, and 7th is when the first T20I between India and England will be played. So you just have a gap of 2 days. So 5th you finish playing, you just have a 6th to travel and get ready, and then 7th is
you're back out on the field in a whole different format.
Yes. So that is a bit of a concern, and that's why most likely people are saying that T20Is versus Ireland. However, now this is based on all the reports that have been coming out in the leading newspapers of our country. Having said that, I picked up my own phone and called up my own set of sources, people who are in the know of things, and they have a different story to tell. Again, we're not denying this completely, but I'm also telling you what we have learned from people who are privy to information as to what would the team be. So what we can tell you, and that is exclusive on Sports Today, is that the management insists that the main team, when I say main team, it's the first choice Indian T20 team that will include the likes of Jasprit Bumrah, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, and so on and so forth. They will play the T20Is versus England. That's what we are getting to hear on Sports Today. However, there are other reports in the newspaper as well. But again, I'll just tell you how this works. Maybe a certain source has told something to the newspaper. There is a certain source that has told us. At the end of the day, such decisions are made by discussion of multiple people. So what might happen, nobody can guarantee. But what we're telling you, there is a thought process at the moment that play the same young team that has played T20I versus Ireland, play them against England. So what we are telling you, having spoken to someone privy to this information, is that no, the senior team, the regular team members will play the T20Is versus England. Only possibility is because there's this a 2-day gap. So maybe the team from Ireland may play the first T20I till such time the regulars are ready to make that transition into T20I. But they're 100% sure that from the second T20I onwards, a full strength team will be available. That means the likes of Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli and all of them will be available to start playing from T20I's second T20I onwards. Not only that, they will be available for playing the ODIs that will follow. Not only that, the management insists that the full strength team will also travel to the West Indies and play the T20Is and ODIs there. So that is what we are getting to hear. But that doesn't take away from the fact that there is already a thought process of playing the youngsters in T20I, and after multiple discussions, because that selection hasn't happened, what I'm getting to here is that you will get to know the T20I team before the test match finishes, or before the test match starts, in fact. So before that, the T20I team will be announced. When it is, we'll let you know first thing. So that is it. But if a young team is played, as reports are suggesting, contrary to what we are telling you, is a possibility that a young team plays the T20Is versus England. Does that mean that too much experimentation is happening?
And it would be, because I mean, if as we're going to analyze now that the Indian team, particularly in the shortest format, has done a lot of chopping and changing in recent times. And even though, of course, Dravid had said that we want to stick with players and give them a longer rope, the fact is, at the end of the day, you're playing so much T20 series because you're building towards a World Cup. Main reason. So would you not want to be playing with your strongest team as soon as possible? So and England is a very good litmus test. England would be a very good litmus test. So it's a good time, ideally you'd say, to maybe play the young senior players and say, you know what, fine, get yourself into fitness now. There's more T20s to go, but you need to be in full, let's say, match fitness, match mode by the time you reach a World Cup.
So as Arsalan Khan is saying, remember the 2019 World Cup?
Yes.
This is exactly what happened. You did a lot of experimentation before the World Cup. You were not sure of your team. And you know what happened at the 2019 World Cup. Completely agree with you, Arsalan.
Yes.
So what has the Indian team done so far? And we're taking the T20 World Cup, the last T20 World Cup that happened in 2021, at the end of 2021, to now. That is a period of about 7, 8, 9 months. Yeah. What has the Indian team done?
They have actually done a lot of experimentation. So as I was saying, in this 8-9 month period.
Can I give them a big number?
Yes.
Since the last T20 World Cup 7, 8 months ago to now, India has tried about 26 players in T20 internationals. 26. Okay, that's the big number. 26 players have been tried in T20 internationals since that time. Arsalan, one of our viewers, pointed out how that too much experimentation cost India the 2019 World Cup. Wouldn't you want to play your best team preparing for the T20 World Cup? You would. But now if there is a thought that keep playing these youngsters, now of course they'll play in the island because it's coinciding with a test match. But why play the youngsters even in the T20 series versus England, as is being suggested by a few reports? So 26 players have been tried, and we'll tell you who's played how many matches from the last T20 World Cup till now. Number one
is Harshal Patel, which again not much of a surprise considering he's mostly seen as like a T20 bowler, and he's played the most matches. Since then he's only missed one match. So he's played 13 matches out of the 14 that India have played. Then of course there is Shreyas Iyer and Bhuvneshwar Kumar. For varying reasons. Again, Iyer had been brought into the white ball setup. Bhuvneshwar, you were kind of looking to get him back into fitness, so he played quite a few white ball games. Both have played a total of 12 matches each. And there's of course Ishan Kishan, who, I mean, of these 11 matches, 5 came against South Africa, where, as we analysed yesterday, did very, very well. So, and there's of course Yuzi Chahal, who, your number one spin bowler in this format in white ball cricket. Fair enough, 10 out of 14 matches he's played. But as we go further and further, you'll realize that there's a lot more experimentation that was done, especially once you reach the final 2 slides.
So the first thing that, looking at this, again a reminder if you're just joining us, 26 players India have tried since the last T20 World Cup till now in T20 internationals. That's a bit too much, especially considering Rahul Dravid has said 18 to 20 is what they want to zero on and focus on. 26 you've already tried. One thing, and these are, we are going in descending order. So, the ones that have played the most will be at the start, and the number of matches will keep reducing as we go forward. We were only looking at the top 5 right now. That's 13, 12, 12, 12. One thing that really stands out in this list to the ones who've played the most amount of matches, they are white ball specialists for now. Shreyas Iyer is that exception because he's also part of the Indian Test team now. But other than that, all white ball players. Harshal Patel, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, for the moment not part of the test setup. Ishan Kishan and Yuzi Chahal. How many of them do you think have guaranteed themselves a spot at the T20 World Cup, considering they've got so many chances? Harshal, yes.
Yes, Harshal, yes.
Bhuvi,
yes. And Chahal.
And Chahal, yes. So 3 out of the 5. 2 still in the limbo in Shreyas and Ishan Kishan. Okay, let's see.
Going forward,
next set of 5.
We have Rishabh Pant, who's played 10 matches, and now we start getting into the single digit matches. So there's Rohit and Venkatesh Iyer, both of whom have played 9 matches each. Rohit, of course, is worth noting, he missed the 5-match series against South Africa. So before that, he was mostly playing because, of course, he also got named captain, so would have been wanting to play as much. Akshar Patel, who none of us are counting in the scheme of things for the World Cup, has played 8 matches. And Avesh Khan has played 7, although again, 5 of those came against South Africa.
So see, that is what worries me, and when we go forward we'll see a lot of players that have played less than 8 matches. Now Akshar Patel, as we've been discussing, may not be part of your thought process or your scheme of things going to the T20 World Cup, because you're not going to take 2 left arm spinners and very similar left arm spinners who bowl quicker. In that there is obviously a Ravindra Jadeja who's ahead of him. If that's the case, he's playing 8 matches. It's a bit surprising. Venkatesh Iyer has played 9 matches already, still part of the team, not getting any more matches, may not be part of that team. Rishabh Pant, again one of those all format player who's played 10 matches, and this again reiterates the fact that we are mentioning that he's been asked if you want to rest, he said no. He wants to continue playing because he wants to seal his spot in that team. As of now, he may still be in the scheme of things, as Rahul Dravid has said, being part of the squad, goes to the T20 World Cup. 11 we may not agree, but he is part of that. So yeah, again 10 matches. Rohit Sharma, he's your captain. He's played 9 matches since the last T20 World Cup to now in 7-8 months. I think it's far too few. And which is why it brings us to the point that he needs to keep playing a bit more matches going forward. I know people will talk about the IPL, but we're talking about international matches. You gotta get your combination going, your strategy going, what approach you have to be batting on. He'll bat differently when he's batting for India vis-a-vis what he's batting in the IPL team. All of that can only be tried and tested. You're listening to them talking about a new template. All of that can only be tried
if you're playing.
Correct. And that's not happening. Not too many. As we'll go forward, you'll see more. Out of the 26 players, remember, again reminding you, 26 players have been tried since the last T20 World Cup.
So far we've covered 10.
Yeah.
So next list is, of course, again, quite a few players.
This I can understand. Injury.
Yeah, injury.
Okay.
That's fair enough. Gaikwad again.
But what's he saying now? He's raring to go?
Yeah, we're going to do, I'll be doing something on this. So he's apparently getting closer to match fitness. And so if he's...
Another
option.
Problem of plenty.
Oh yeah. Another option there. Why not? And then there's, of course, Ruturaj Gaikwad, who only came into the scheme of things recently, so 6 matches kind of makes sense. Surya, again, he's had his problems with injuries.
Yes,
so
injuries again, otherwise he would have played far more matches.
And DK only recently got a call-up and he played all 5 matches. Same with Pandya, who, again, remember, international comeback.
This slide kind of makes slight sense to me because a lot of them were injured. Majority of them were injured. So was Ruturaj Gaikwad as well, injured when he was picked. So majority of them injured, so you can understand why they've played so few matches in that time from the last T20 World Cup to now. But it is still that these are your crucial players, and I would like to see them playing many more matches, which is why there is a need for India to play a full strength team going forward.
Absolutely, because again, remember Dinesh Karthik and Hardik Pandya, Rahul Dravid was pointing out that we consider them 2 of the best in the world. At that, that last final 5 overs at 5 or 6. You need to be playing them more because they only really had one opportunity to bat together. And
to be fair to the management, I think they will now come to the first part of our slide. If we're going in descending order, they will make it to the top 1, 2, 3, 4 position in terms of matches played, provided they're not injured going forward. What else have we got?
And this is, I think, where a lot of the experimentation comes. And again, Jadeja can...
No, that worries me.
Yeah, there are only
Ravindra Jadeja is almost a show shot in your 11 for the T20 World Cup, and he's played only 3 matches since the last T20 World Cup.
And to make things worse, had a torrid IPL.
Yes.
If we remember, torrid IPL, picked as CSK captain, dropped as CSK captain, exited with an injury, and poor form with both bat ball and shockingly in the field. He's dropping a number of catches for CSK. That's a concern.
The other ones, Deepak Hooda, I think should have gotten more chances, has not. Ravi Bishnoi has fallen a bit low in the pecking order. It started off well, but I think now there are other spinners you're looking at.
Sanju again, same.
Ashwin, I mean, dare I say, may not be part of this whole planning for the T20 World Cup.
Not a chance. He would have been playing this series if he was.
Yeah, he is not.
Or at least in the squad.
Sanju Samsung is your third, fourth backup option for the wicketkeeper also.
And a middle order bat to boot. So, but again, see, this is where the experimentation part really comes in, and it gets worse as we reach. Again, if we're talking about Bumrah 2 matches.
Again a worrying sign. So Ravindra Jadeja, your regular 3 matches. Jasprit Bumrah, your regular. I understand he plays all formats, so he needs to be rested. But again, I keep repeating myself. You need to play that combination. See, that's what will help you figure out that he's not the guy I'm going to bowl too many in the power play, maybe 1 over. Okay, I'll bring him in the middle over to get that wicket. I'll bring him at the death at what time. You'll only know based on the support cast, as in what you have alongside him, and then you plan. And so many things go into that plan.
India is very different to what he'd have with his franchise, where he played all games. So
again a worrying thing.
2 matches.
Virat Kohli only 2 matches since the last T20 World Cup to now. 2 T20 matches for India. This is the World T20 year, the T20 World Cup year. You want your regulars, as we're assuming right now, these are all your regulars. Ravindra Jadeja, Rohit Sharma, Jasprit Bumrah, Virat Kohli. They need to be playing. Again another worry. KL Rahul.
But KL, again, you can say he would have played all 5 matches and not injured.
Yes, but I'm saying then that injury is a worry.
True.
I am today, as a fan of Indian cricket, I would be worried that my regulars that are making the team of KL Rahul 2 matches, Ravindra Jadeja 3 matches, Jasprit Bumrah 2 matches, Virat Kohli 2 matches, Rohit Sharma, 9 matches, all in single digit. Remind you, in the last 7-8 months, okay?
That's it.
You've got only single digit T20I numbers for them. And by the way, the other interesting point is, their matches may not coincide. So even while we're looking at that 9, maybe it may not coincide with KL's 2 or whatever. So they are overlapping, which means at no point has India, probably barring maybe 2 or 3 games, or probably not even that. Not even that. Considering Rahul has played just 2, Virat has played 2. So less, either 2 at best or less than 2, that you have played your best 11. Since the last T20 World Cup, that India has played its best T20. So those are alarm bells. As a few viewers pointed out, and I can see your comments, some of them pointed out that you need to be playing your best team in a T20 World Cup. Yeah, not too many months to go.
Yeah, and if you're talking about chopping, changing, say Siraj, nowhere near in the scheme of things now, by the way.
Yeah.
Played 2 matches.
Him again, I'm not worried because maybe you moved on from him from T20.
Yeah,
maybe he's your test. Okay, fine. He's played 2.
Same with Shardul. 1
maybe
match.
With Shardul.
Maybe could have played a couple of matches again. Picked up an injury at the worst time.
But again, I'm worried because I think he's part of your scheme of things for the T20 World Cup.
Rohit is clearly a fan.
Yes, and he's played 1 match.
Yeah.
1 match.
Exactly.
So your full strength team is barely been playing.
Yeah.
You are just playing, looking here, looking there, and so that's what worries me. Again,
also, by the way, one name who hasn't been played and who didn't get mentioned is Shami.
Mohammad Shami.
T20I since that T20 World Cup.
Which means, if Mohammad Shami is a regular member of India's, or as we are saying, the first choice 11 member, that means we can safely conclude that India has not played even one T20 international since the last T20 World Cup till now, which has featured a full strength Indian T20 team. If Shami has not played even one.
Correct.
Right? Not a single match. Not a single match India has played with a full strength team. What is the full strength team? I'm going to go through it again based on the current form and the X factors that players bring in. It's pretty easy.
Yeah. Rohit and KL opening. Kohli, Surya at 4. 5 would be Hardik. 6 would be a Pant, assuming this was keeping things in mind. Of course,
or DK, whatever.
Now Pant / DK, wicketkeeper batsman, Jaddu.
Yes.
Then you'd have Shami Bumrah, Chahal, and one of Bhuvi and Harshal as your number 11.
Whatever. This team, let's take Bhuvi there and let's take DK there for the best 11 at this point of time. This 11, which is India's best T20I team at the moment, has not played together even a single game since the last T20 World Cup. And if you're a fan of Indian cricket, those should have alarm bells ringing. That's a worrying sign, which is why what we're discussing, problem of plenty and it's too much experimentation. That's what India has been doing. And if I go back to why we were speaking about it, because now there are reports in the leading newspaper of India that India will field the same T20I team for the series versus England that will play T20s versus Ireland, which means that again Hardik Pandya captains and the top guys don't play. If that was to happen, and it's a big if, because we are also reporting that there are certain sections in the Indian team management which want the full strength team to play. If that was to happen, then again this will be a missed opportunity, considering that this is the T20 World Cup year. The top team is not playing. I have a question though. We have been harping about this, that this is not a great sign that you're not playing the best team. And as we've concluded looking at the data that we presented, that not once has India's best 11 played in a T20I since the last T20I World Cup. Now the rider to that is, we are saying that's the best 11. Is there a thought process there that maybe India's, again, if that Hardik Pandya led team plays the T20I series versus England, is that also an indication, rather than looking at it too much cricket, that there is an indication that somewhere down the line they are thinking that maybe our best 11 is this young team?
Or at least some of those players would be playing, because I mean, we've not seen any of these players play, and it would be a bit of a concern if you're thinking, as we have theorized, that okay, this is our strongest 11 which we just listed out.
But we are saying that's the strongest 11.
Exactly.
Do you think there is the management is thinking no, that maybe the best 11 is this young team only?
Yeah.
The logic that a lot of our viewers used to keep giving us, that go with a young team. Do you think the management is thinking like that? That's why they're thinking of taking a young team? If that was to happen, again a big if.
I mean, big if, but again, last World Cup as well, you decided to take a few left of field players. You took a Venki Iyer, a Varun Chakravarti. Not the time to be doing that big an experimentation, that much of a radical change. just before a World Cup again.
No,
2019.
whether it's right or not, is that an indication? See, if I see the same young team play the T20I series versus England also, the same young team that plays against Ireland, then there are only two things. One, that the Indian team is shooting themselves in the foot by not playing their best team or the team that they will play at the World Cup in this crucial series versus England. They're shooting themselves in the foot and they're repeating the mistakes that they made earlier as well. Sure. That is one logic. Or no, they are being sensible and they are actually looking ahead to taking a young team to the T20 World Cup. And maybe they've made up their mind. They don't have to announce it like this. They won't suddenly come and announce it that, listen, we've decided. Maybe then it makes sense for them to play youngsters. You ask my personal opinion, I still think, as Shane was saying, too close to just do these radical changes that take a young team to the World Cup. I would still want a more experienced team. And if that is what you want, you have to keep playing them. And you must play them in the full white ball series versus England. That is 3 T20Is, 3 ODIs. And full white ball series versus West Indies, similar.
5 T20Is and 3 ODIs.
Yes.
So
I
they
would
have
like
to be played.
Yeah. I would want to see them.
But again, that's a big if, and that's something that we are speculating on at this point. But of course, you know, I mean, I don't know. I think this Indian team management seems a little more sensible than previous managements, let's say.
I hope
when I say sensible, I should say that they are more inclined to building long term and not making rash decisions. But again, I mean, I don't know. Maybe, again, see, they're also looking at it this way that maybe Kohli's been out of form. KL is currently not.
No, but if you're out of form, then how do you get back into form? By
playing matches.
Yes, exactly. No, utna nahi, Shivam. Thoda chota. It's too big, Shivam. Or thoda chota. Okay.
Right.
Just stop this. Let me take a few comments. Sanskar Saxena, thank you so much. Sanskar informs me that we've touched 86K. Thank you for all your love. Everyone who joins us every day and, you know, is part of our whole setup. We call this a sports fan club. We are fans, you're fans. We connect every day and we discuss cricket and we want to make it a two-way communication. So this is basically a sport club. You know, and in a sport club, what do? You physically meet every day and talk sport. We can't meet everyone physically, but we come through. This is what online media does. It allows you to, you know, have you join us in our discussion and we talk cricket. We try and research, bring you some good data, and then try and take your thoughts as well. Just go up a bit, thoda sa. Some point. Okay. Rohit Kumar says, if this is true, then senior members should retire from T20 as they are not taking this seriously. This is not good for seniors as well as B team. Rohit?
Agreed, absolutely.
Completely agree. You hit the nail on the head. If I do not see the senior team playing, I've said this before, if that main team playing in the T20I series versus England, there are only two things. One, as you're saying, they're not taking it seriously. They're taking and repeating the same mistakes as the last few World Cups, whether it's 50 over a T20I, then you're shooting yourselves in the foot. Either it's that, or the second is maybe the team management is then thinking of just fielding a young team. Maybe they are way smarter than, you know, what we think at the moment. So those can be only the two things that you're doing. But ideally, as I've spoken to a few people in the know of things, they insist that no, the main team will play the T20Is versus England. At best, the first T20I, they may not be available. It was just a 2-day gap. So it's just 1 day in the middle, and to, you know, suddenly transition from test to T20I may not be possible. So the Ireland team plays the first T20I, which then you can understand. Yeah. But going forward, the best team has to play. Prince Jen is saying we don't want to see more experimentation. We want to see full strength senior team.
Correct.
Completely agree with you, Prince. Completely. Hardik says if this happens, that means IPL seniors are available 24/7 and not available. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll also conclude that.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a weird thing considering we thought one of the main reasons they're playing that much IPL cricket was to kind of keep themselves in touch with the shortest format.
Yeah.
And then to suddenly be like, okay, we don't want to be playing this format. Yeah, bit weird.
Okay. Archana Bhabra says, I think Akshar is like-to-like replacement of Jaddu, so it is okay that has played 7, as we know that in his current performance, fitness, etc., he can be a replacement to a core player. I agree, and I think that's what they're doing. But I'm just saying that 90%, unless he's injured, 99%.
Yeah,
Jadeja is playing. So he is not going to even be part of squad. Everyone else, we're talking about a backup replacement. In spinner's replacement in the squad, you will not have a similar spinner. You will have, I don't know, Ravi Bishnoi, Kuldeep Yadav, or
even a Washington Sundar. If
all of those will be the ones that go as backup. So maybe not a chance for Akshar even to be in the squad is the likelihood. Anyway, that's why I said go down, Shivam, a bit. Simon Abraham says, guys, I agree with you that full strength team needs to play upcoming white ball games.
Absolutely.
Bang on.
Can't be doing it any other way at this point.
Ryan Barreto says, I want to see the main team versus England. Agree with you, Ryan.
Agree, Ryan. Absolutely.
Yep. I mean, I know this for a fact that the final meeting or the final phone call between the coach and the selectors is yet to happen. So maybe if there is someone who's thinking not to play the senior team, I hope the other side is more sensible and ensure that the main team plays. This white ball series, starting from this white ball series, they have to play every white ball series. Absolutely. If you have to be fit and you have to work out your combinations and figure out the form of a few very senior players. So you have to be playing, and I think that just might happen. We're just waiting on that. But the fact that someone is even thinking, and we know that because it's been reported that there is a school of thought that wants the young team to play, that could be worrying for the Indian team. Vivek Chauhan is saying ruling out Kohli will be a big setback for viewership. Vivek, agreed, but bigger setback to the Indian team.
True.
More than the viewership. Bigger setback for the Indian team, I think. Just go down. रोक लेना. Vijay Wenger is saying Rohit and Virat out of form, Rahul, Surya and Jadeja injured recently, Pant is in poor form, a big concern. Correct.
Which is why we want them playing together.
Exactly. Karthik M says, I think the Indian team management is trying to finalize the remaining 11 apart from Rohit, Kohli, KL and Bumrah by giving more chances before the World Cup in all conditions, which was a problem earlier. What do you think of Karthik?
Yeah, true, but even with all the chance giving, which is, as we say, it's a great thing that you're trying to build that core, you still want your main core players, your strongest 11, to play at least a few games, a few competitive games, should I say, before the World Cup starts. Because I don't think warm-up games count for all that much. We want it to be competitive bilateral cricket. That fires up the juices a lot more.
Karthik, I don't agree with you. I think now that time for experimentation is over.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the last bit you will get is these Ireland T20Is because the main team is not there. If you are, and we know that the Indian team management is still now thinking of putting a full experienced strength Indian team, which includes, I repeat, Rohit, Virat, KL Rahul, Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad, all of them. So if you're doing that, they need to be playing. Now, no more time to finalize the other members of the 11. Go in with your best team. If not 11, you want to do some experiment, you're going with 15, 16 members. You rotate between those. But figure in, we just pointed out in our video, if you just joined us, you go back to our video, what we've actually discovered, we did a lot of number crunching. 26 players have played for the Indian team, wearing the India jersey after the last T20 World Cup to now, in the last 7-8 months. 26 players have played for India. That's too large a pool. Yeah. You have to narrow it down to at best 18, as Rahul Dravid pointed out. How do you narrow it down? You narrow it down by giving those 18 chances again and again, giving them opportunities to work out their combination. That unfortunately is not happening till now. Okay, fine. If it didn't happen till now start. But the reports saying that you're going to again play that team versus England, then you might as well play that team for the World Cup. Then forget about all of them. So Saurav Sharma says, I think Kuldeep is better than Akshar. I agree, Saurav, and I think that is what the team is thinking. Then, because Akshar is
at best just a leg-for-leg Jadeja replacement. That's it.
Kuldeep brings us something
different dimension. Chinaman bowler, wicket taker. So there's a lot more.
If Jadeja is not there, I can understand that he comes in. Okay, Sagar Singhal says, Nikhil sir, once Dhoni said that doing the same mistakes again and again and expecting different result is wrong. Experience matters, but Rohit and Virat have not given results. Need to move forward from them. Sagar is saying.
The same, I agree with that first half of what he said, because it looks like we are making the same mistakes over and over. You're not settling in on a core. You're choosing to experiment just before the World Cup, and then you're surprised when things go wrong. Wouldn't it make more sense to stick to your core? At least now.
So you don't agree with his second part?
No, definitely not. I think you need what Rohit and Virat have not given results. Weren't they two of your better players in the last World Cup?
Yeah.
So what do you mean by not given results? They've not given results for their franchise? Doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, I think, Sagar, now we can have different thoughts. You may think that, time has passed them by and they are not the best for this bang T20 format. Maybe. Again, I can't, you can have a different point of view, we can have a different point of view. Personally, I feel that they have a lot to offer, class batsmen, proven performers world over. So they have to be persistent. You need experience. I keep giving examples of other team. Australia did that. They took a David Warner to the World Cup. And
who expected Mitch Marsh to be the star of that World Cup?
Yeah, they all performed. So I think you need experience. Experience cannot be bought. Fine, youth is good, great, but you need experience. Even in the IPL, as you've seen, experience. CSK goes with Daddy's Army, goes with experience, wins this format.
One on an IPL
So
basis.
yeah, this is again a myth of sort that T20 World Cup is only for youngsters. Experience really counts in crunch situation, big tournaments. So you should go. If you really want to, and if the management feels that you have to move ahead of Virat and Rohit, maybe after the World Cup,
that's
seeing
the best
how the
time.
World Cup
that
happens.
Is always when you do it, not just before a World Cup.
Yeah, I agree. Not now. Dipti Nayak, is that?
Dipti Binayak
Behera says, if India has to persist with Kohli and Rohit, they should start letting them opening together. If they're not in form, power play overs might help. I agree that both of them.
Good school of thought actually, because both of them, and in fact Kohli, as we said, even in the IPL this time around, he was looking much better when he started opening the innings. So would be worth, but again, you're compromising KL Rahul. That's the key problem.
Won't happen. I think it'll make a marginal difference. See, once Virat is in form at one also, it works very well for him. He just needs to strike form. Your top three is the best. See, also sometimes think of it how the world views. I mean, if you were to not play a Virat and Rohit, everyone would be very happy if India were to not play. Your opponents, teams from other countries would be very happy if you not play. Because again, you know what these players can do. There is far more respect for these players outside India sometimes I feel than in India. So, I mean, I can't see a World Cup team without them. Hardik says, Shami, out of World Cup scheme of things, Nehra also mentioned it.
Again, that's Nehra's personal opinion.
Yeah. I doubt he's out of
scheme. Considering Nehra worked with Shami so closely at the Gujarat Titans, I highly doubt that he would know what he's capable of. So if he's saying this, maybe he's saying it because he's not been playing the matches recently.
And we'll have the answer to that very soon. If a full strength team is picked for T20Is versus England, we'll see if Shami is part of that.
And if he's not, then it's clear that he's out of scheme of things.
Akash Bhardwaj, one word answer to you, no. He wants Tripathi to be at number 3. Don't do this mistake again. Last moment, bring in this, bring in that. You did it at the 2019 50 over World Cup. You did it again
in 2021. Just didn't work out at all, and it never will.
No, I don't.
Even that 2007 World Cup, the whole concept of youth was very overrated because a lot of them, the likes of Gambhir, Yuvraj, Uthappa, at that point they had been playing international cricket for a few years.
They were all experienced.
It's not like they were just plucked out of obscurity.
There was a Virender Sehwag, there was a Gautam Gambhir in that team.
UV.
There was an MS Dhoni, Yuvraj. So there was a
lot of Dhoni, the young
Srishant
captain,
had been playing for some time.
Even Dhoni, the young captain, had been around in international cricket since 2005.
So, absolutely. So there was a lot of experience there. Anish is saying if full strength team doesn't play against England, then the team playing should be given preference for T20 World Cup. Agreed.
We've been saying as well.
Absolutely. If you're not going to play, then you might as well tell the senior players, done. Moving forward. I may not agree with that, but then that would then be the right thing to do. It's a gamble, but then stick to it. Just come to the bottom, make them. Just stroke lena kahin. I'm just saying you're playing 11 against Ireland. We'll do it before the game starts. Maybe on Saturday or Friday.
Saturday would be perfect for that.
That is what we're going to do. Sankalp, what is Sankalp Singh? I can't read it properly.
You just scroll
France
down
has. He said.
You just scroll up slightly. I think we lost the comment. There we go. थोड़ा नीचे.
होगा.
Did we lose it again?
We keep losing it. नहीं. थोड़ा सा.
No, they'll have to go down, I think. I think it's maybe Nietzsche, I don't know. Yeah, no, just slightly lower because it's again not visible. France in football also has 11 star players now, but there seems no coordination between the team. The result is visible in the Euros and the Nations League, and he's doing the same thing by not playing a strongest 11. But then, to be fair, I don't think this is a different comparison. One, football is a team sport where everyone is playing together.
No, but the star team won the World Cup.
And the star team won the World Cup, and I don't quite frankly think that they're taking the Nations League that seriously.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Euros is a good point. They did rotate a lot and it cost them.
Okay, Harsh saying middle order has been the issue in India in the last few years. Haven't got someone to fill in Dhoni and Yuvi's shoes. Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Even now, our middle order isn't secure. Pant, Samsung, Iyer, top and low order. But Harsh, I'd say, I mean, again, I keep saying that don't keep looking for a Dhoni or Yuvi. They're very rare players. They don't come very often. But again, if your team plays to potential, you shouldn't worry. Look at the team. If you will have Virat at 3. And Surya at 4, and then whatever Hardik at 5, and Dinesh Karthik at 6, and Ravindra Jadeja at 7, or even Jadeja comes a bit. I think it's a potent middle order. They're doing very well. If you had said this a few months ago, I may be worried, but now you've got those finishers who are doing very well. So I wouldn't be too worried with the middle order now, provided these players play to their potential. If they do, they're a dangerous team.
Yeah.
You ask any team in the world, this team, if they're firing on all cylinders, every team will be scared of them. So, okay, Ron Weasley says only one between Deepak Chair and Bhuvi will be in the squad. Who would you prefer?
Bhuvi.
At the moment,
nothing against Deepak Chair, but he's still not. It's going to take at least 4-5 weeks minimum. That's from him himself, that to get back to full fitness. Is that going to be enough time to then play him in all matches coming up to then? And he said very clearly, England series not making it. So that means West Indies. It means West Indies Asia Cup. And that's it. Yeah, I don't think you're picking a player on the World Cup based on that. This team management definitely not. They seem to kind of focus on, or seem to be, long term oriented.
Yep.
So I don't see Deepak Chahar, even if he's fully fit, being in the scheme of things for this World Cup. They're not discounting him, but not for this World Cup.
Okay. Completely running out of time, but maybe we can take a few more questions. Surya Pratap Singh wants to know if Ishan Kishan continues his form, will he be selected over Rishabh?
No.
No, I don't think over
Different
Rishabh.
batting roles.
Correct. But Ishan may still be selected as that backup
opener. How middle order bat, top order. Yeah, he could be doing that role.
Yes, he could be. Only Stokes and Bairstow will miss T20I, rest full squad of England team will play in the series. That's true.
Exactly.
That's what England has been doing there, and they have some T20 specialists who are in great form, as we saw.
And their thing is that if normally a normal team missing Stokes and Bairstow would be concerned. They aren't, because they have so many T20I players.
Yep.
And they've been very clever. In fact, we should take a leaf out of their book. They don't necessarily make wholesale changes. Maybe 2-3 players here or there. They'll blood them slowly.
Yep.
And that's why they have such a nice talent pool at this point. So
True. On that note, I'm afraid, can we take a question? Himanshu Majan says, if SKL is injured, can we open with Rohit and VK so that DK and Pant both can play? Yeah.
possible. Yeah,
That is something that can be done. I agree, Himanshu. Not a bad option. Do that. Let both DK and Pant play, and then you'll know, who's good going forward.
Yeah. Then it would be a good choice.
Yep. On that note, just to sum up what we've discussed in the dugout, if you joined us late, you can go back and start the video. What we actually concluded is that there is a school of thought now. We're getting to hear a lot of people have reported in the media that the same team that is playing Ireland, of youngsters, will play the T20I series versus England. However, I've spoken to a few people, privy to some inside information, and they insist that no, the regular Indian team, that means with test regulars, will play the white ball series. Maybe for the first T20I, you could have a situation where the young team plays, but going forward, they'll be available. In fact, the full strength team will play the ODIs versus England, the remaining T20Is, and the full white ball series versus West Indies, which I think would be the better thing to do.
Yeah.
So that is where we stand at the moment. But what we've pointed out, too much experimentation has happened. We took out a few numbers. 26 players have been tried from the last T20I World Cup to now, and the worrying fact is your regulars, the big guns,
are at the back of this list.
yes, they've hardly played. And not once, if you look at India's top 11, as we keep making on Sports Today, you'd be familiar with it, that's not played a single T20 ad together
Exactly.
since the last World Cup. And that's a worrying sign. I hope that stops as soon as possible. Keep playing
Definitely
your
with
full
the
strength team.
England series.
Yeah, and that would be the best way to go. We'll find out what happens in a few days' time, because the T20I team for England is to be picked before the test match starts. Busy days ahead. We'll see you tomorrow with another subject on the Dugout. Subscribe to Sports Today if you haven't already. Press the bell icon. That's when you know when we come up with an insightful video or a discussion or breaking news. That's how you'll get to know.
Yes.
We look forward to your company tomorrow and today for more videos that you just follow.
Absolutely. I have some things cooking, so
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Vanakkam.
Vanakkam.
Even though Mr. Vanakkam isn't there.
I'll be there
can always
tomorrow.
do it.
Okay.